Greetings and hello everyone. In this video, we'll be learning about part 3 of our speaking practice. Theme for the topic used in this video is people and culture. The topic is timeout. The cross-curricular element is values. For language focus, we'll be speculating and making decisions, talking about likes and dislikes. For content standard, we'll communicate information, ideas, opinions, and feelings intelligibly on familiar topics and explain simple content on familiar topics from what we read and hear, and that leads us to this. On top of the aforementioned, by the end of this video, you'll be able to, number 1, know, and I hope even better, apply at least 2 speaking tips. Number 2, understand about the speaking practice. Part 3, discussion. Finally, to speak at least 2 sentences clearly. You have to be able to speak for at least 1 minute, but for starters, you could target speaking at least 2 sentences, without script. Some terms that you should know are interlocutor, which is the examiner, and candidate is the pupil. You. Why do we need to speak? Essentially, it allows us to convey or share our ideas. Yes, when we interact with people, we ought to know how to introduce ourselves, to be polite, to break the ice, or just break the awkward silence. Well, you may enjoy the silence, but no harm keeping a trick or 2 in the sleeves, eh? Fun fact about yourself is a good way, which I'll be sharing mine in just a moment. Well, my name is Leong Hang Tong or Jess, or some of my students actually call me Miss T. And yes, fun facts about me. Not sure if they are fun, so I'll let you decide. Anyhow, 3 is a charm, so I'll share 3. Number 1, aside from English, Malay, Cantonese, Mandarin, I can speak basic Japanese and Korean. Number 2, I've walked along the mouth of Mount Bromo, as shown in the picture, which was taken by my friend. If you look closely, you could see me. Still can't? Here. And finally, I'm grateful that I could visit my dream university ever since I learned that Oxford is a university when my mother bought me my first English dictionary when I was in secondary school. It's an extra bonus that I could visit with one of my best friends. Just now, I mentioned that speaking is important to share ideas. Now, let's look at this video.
Four candles.
4 candles. Here you are. 4 candles.
No, 4 candles.
Well, there you are, 4 candles.
No, 4 candles. Handles for forks. Got any plugs?
Plugs?
Yeah.
What kind of plugs?
A rubber one, bathroom.
What size?
13 amp.
electric plugs, electric bathroom plugs, you call them. The trade, electric bathroom. Right.
So you see why speaking is important. Because communication is very important. If not, we'll have communication problem and people may not understand what we're trying to say. Hence, I hope you understand why your English teacher always encourages you to speak. So are we ready to learn some speaking skills? Let's go! Some tips for speaking. Even for native speakers, people who've been speaking English since a baby will feel nervous when it comes to speaking in front of a stranger. So it's perfectly normal that you might feel panic or nervous when that happens. What should we do? Don't panic. Take deep breaths. 3 maybe? Then off you go. 2. Do not keep quiet. Answer when your partner or the teacher asks you. You could say, I'm not sure or I'm not certain. Then add with, but I think. What do we reply? I'm not certain, but I think blah blah blah. Also, think when you get your task or question. Use 5 W's, 1 H, who, what, where, when, why, how, to help you think and plan. Fail to plan is plan to fail. Besides, use linkers to connect your ideas. I think, besides, and, but, etc. First, next, then, and many more, which are useful. Finally, speak up and speak clearly so that your partner and your teacher, who will be seated across you, can hear you. What you need to know about part 3 in speaking are the time, part, and purpose. There will be 4 to 5 minutes for part 3. Part 3 consists of 2 parts. First, a mind map where there will be a pupil-to-pupil discussion. Then, the second part will be a further discussion question asked by the interlocutor. The purpose of part 3 is to allow or enable pupils to impart and exchange information, opinions, and attitudes via collaboration and negotiation. Moreover, it also provides a chance for the pupils to justify and elaborate on their ideas. It is good to be able to come to a conclusion. However, it is important to note that it is not required to agree. In other words, it doesn't have to come to a conclusion. The general flow of the test will be as follows. Start by greeting. It's always good to be polite. Good morning, good afternoon. Then, a booklet will be placed, but we do not pick it up. 20 minutes will be given for us to read the material, and then we'll begin discussion with our partner for about 2 minutes. Hence, do ensure that there's a fair share of time between partners if possible. Afterwards, 1 minute will be given for discussion or decision making. Prompt question will then be asked or given by the interlocutor, and there will be 2 more minutes for the discussion. At the end of the session, do remember to say, thank you. Now, let's try. This is taken from the Full Blast textbook, page 86, where I made some adjustments. Instead of choosing for 3 people, we'll be choosing the best activity gift for Arnold. Let's read the task. Talk in pairs. Imagine that the person below has his birthday soon and you've decided to buy him an activity gift. Read the advertisements about the alternative gift ideas. Then discuss and decide which activity is the most appropriate for Arnold. Give reasons. Use the phrases given. I think will be the most appropriate or suitable for, because, well, since, likes or dislikes, he or she would or wouldn't enjoy. here. In this case, we could scan the information before planning. Let's look at Arnold. He is 40 years old, working as a taxi driver. Besides, he likes making models and traveling. On the other hand, what he dislikes are exercising and gadgets. Okay, mentally noted. Now what? Now we employ one of the speaking tips shared earlier, think and plan. We will not be able to write anything, so it's got to happen in our mind. Remember 5 W's, 1 H? Who, what, where, when, why, how. Who are we giving the gift to? Arnold. What are the choices of the activity gift? Driving an F1 car or circus school? Why do we propose driving an F1 car? From the details about him, we know he's a taxi driver, so he may like the experience. But one of you think it's some form of exercise, so he may not like it. Then we compare to another idea. Circus school requires a good level of fitness, and we can imply that he dislikes exercise, so circus school is not the best choice. Then we come to a conclusion if the both of us agree to one idea. Now let's look at the exemplar discussion or conversation. You could find your talking partner, classmate, or friend to practice with. Or you could always role-play 2 characters. That's what I do when I'm learning a language when none of my friends are learning. Trust me, not awkward, not crazy. Let's go through together. Hi. I think Arnold's birthday is coming soon. Shall we get him a birthday gift? Yes. You know what? I just saw the advertisement about some alternative gift ideas. I also saw the advertisement. Let's choose a birthday gift for him. Let's! First, I think driving an F1 car would be the most suitable gift for him. Because he's a taxi driver, so I think he'll like the experience of driving an F1 car. Well, I think driving an F1 car is some form of exercise, isn't it? So he may dislike it. You may be right. But I'm pretty sure he wouldn't like circus school. That needs a good level of fitness. Besides that, Arnold also has a driving license and he's above 21. I think you're right. Also, he does like model and F1 car is certainly a type of model most people enjoy making too. So it's decided that we'll give him the driving an F1 car activity gift? Certainly. So there is a study which shows that fluency can actually be improved by imitation. In other words, you imitate the person and follow the person when the person is conversing. Now you could pause this video for about 2 minutes and try speaking by filling in the blanks to complete the conversation. You could also be imaginative and use some other suitable ones to fill in the blanks. Do try. So since we're done with the practice, let me remind you again on the speaking tips. First, don't panic and take 3 deep breaths. Then, do not keep quiet, give response. Third point, think and plan what you want to say. Fourth, use linkers to connect your ideas. I think, besides, and, but, etc. Finally, speak up and speak clearly. This, on top of the aforementioned, by the end of this video, you'll be able to, number 1, know, and I hope even better, apply at least 2 speaking tips. Number 2, understand about the speaking practice. Part 3, discussion. Finally, to speak at least 2 sentences clearly. You have to be able to speak for at least 1 minute But for starters, you could target speaking at least 2 sentences, without script. Some terms that you should know are interlocutor, which is the examiner, and candidate is the pupil. You. Why do we need to speak? Essentially, it allows us to convey or share our ideas. And that's the end of our lesson. Good job to you out there who have been staying with me throughout the video and tried the practice. So proud of you. All the best. Thank you and ciao.